Okay, so let's Sunday morning, yeah. There you go. Whatever you need to do to drop that last little bit in, yeah, to the sigh or the roll or the wiggle. And then with the intention of grounding and being here and being now, and a movement in that direction, right? What do you encounter? Right? It might be something in the body. Maybe there's a wave in the heart that gets your attention. Or maybe it's a thought or 10. Maybe we can address the body by shifting the feet a little bit. And the heart might be a bit trickier. We need to learn to just let it wave, right? Let energy move. Maybe you could do that a little bit. And the mind, you just need to fall back behind it a touch, right? Whatever's cycling through it. And give the mind the job of making sure we stay grounded, move towards balance. Turn the mind inwards. Give it the job of regulating the breath. There doesn't have to be too much technique right off the bat, but it might even just be calling out what's happening, like saying to yourself, inhale, pause, exhale, pause. A little slice of our awareness. Sort of keep back a little bit, observing it all. Right? Recording the data from the experiment. Noticing the effect that physical alignment and freedom in the heart, focus in the mind, right? Noticing, noting the effect that those efforts have on how we occur, how we feel, how the space around us feels. Maybe a good time to bring the hands together from the center of the chest. Right, there's sort of layers of intention, maybe. Right. The grand scheme of it all, why are you here? Why do you practice? What keeps you coming back? What has you hooked? Right, that's happening. And then more specifically, right, what's going on here now? What needs addressing today? Support today? Inquiry, love, clarity today, here now. We set intention, allows us to be here on purpose, with purpose, which makes us much more effective. And know that that could be to discover purpose. It's a great reason to be here too. And please always turn to Goddess or God or Spirit. Say your prayer. Key ingredient, satsang, good company, we have it, it's present in the mix. Let's kick this all off with 3 ohms, yeah. Exhale completely, go all the way to empty. Take a unified breath, a full breath in together. A complete breath out. If you're inclined, when you're ready, 3 ohms, inhale. I suspect it's the same for you, but for me, after those vibrations of a sweet little space, I like to linger in. Anytime that happens, anytime you find yourself, right, having hit the right note, found the right shape, or deepen the breath, feel free to linger. Release the hands when it's time. We'll go right into our Kapalabhati practice. Yes. So as always, good reasons to skip it. Right, anything going on in the abdomen, in the heart, or in the head. Right, and as we go, right, if you need to drop it or keep going, right, you're welcome to it. Arm variations, of course, are optional. So resetting the feet, setting the hands, right, lifting the spine, dropping the shoulders and the jaw. Take a couple breaths here, exhale completely, go all the way to empty. Easy breath in. Easy breath out. First round, 54 exhales, bandhas after if you got them. Inhale to begin. All the way empty. Maybe pause empty. Bandhas if you got them. Or if you just float. Okay. And when it's time, don't wait for me when you're ready. Take a few easy breaths. physical shifts you need before we settle in for the second round. First arm variation, if you like, lace the fingers, lift the arms to lift the ribs, lift the shoulders, stretch the arms. Exhale completely here. Second round, when you're ready, inhale. Arm, maybe not the belly. Maybe the chin draws a bit deeper. Pelvic floor lifted. Before that gets weird, let it go and take a few easy breaths. All right, third round, second arm variations. If you like the first one again, leave the arms down or bend at the elbows, touch opposite shoulder blades. You get pushed forward, lean the head back a little bit, lift the shoulders and the elbows up. Exhale completely here. Third round, inhale. Releasing the arms, but maybe not the exhale. Maybe this is one of those sweet spots that you can linger in. Again, before it loses its sweetness. Right? Release belly, lift the chin slightly. Take a few easy breaths. Whatever physical shifts you need to make, we'll stay in the seat just a little bit longer. We turn to that ujjayi rhythm. Right? And it's a nice long inhale. It's that sweet spot, that pause at full while you float, and it's a exhale that maybe a little bit longer than the inhale. And a sweet spot down there too, quiet and still. I talked to talking to my sister-in-law yesterday. Used to be a gymnast and practiced yoga for a long time. I hadn't practiced yoga in years, she said, because her body wouldn't do what the teacher or the class was doing. And we talked about it for a bit, and I said, you're just in the wrong class, the wrong teacher. Right? You should always be encouraged to find your own breath, move your body the way it needs to move within that breath. And if you can, right, be relatively aligned with what you're being guided through, then great. But if you need to go off your own direction, do that. But it starts with the breath. Right, it's another caption this morning. Have you ever flowed with your own breath, with your own body's needs? And I said, well, I fucking hope so. Yeah. So really important. Find your rhythm. You'll lose it. Come back to it again and again and again. And I'll guide us through a sequence of poses because it's nice to have that, right, responsibility lifted and right? That layer of mind redirected inward. If you're called to move differently or need to linger in one shape or another, or drop out or turn up, please do that. Right? Once you get your rhythm, that Ujjayi breath going, we'll start to move. Zoom, I'm going to hit play any second now. And from your seat, right, through what you need to a downward facing dog. And there's a good chance that that starts in a child's pose. Right? And then from the child's pose, and it might just be a moment, it might be half an hour, right? From there, it's maybe up to hands and knees. And before you shift into the down dog, right, you want to check in with the wrists and the shoulders, right? Move the head around, right? How's the neck feel? Right. And now is maybe the time to notice if you don't have the things around you that you need. Maybe the blocks are not within reach. You gather that stuff, right? Wardrobe check, hair and makeup, right? And then, right, between that cat-cow, the up and down of the spine, you might even like to rock back a little bit. You could, from your hands and knees, send your feet towards your heels and drop your head, and then come forward, right? Shoulders ahead of wrists. It might just be simply that up and down with the spine, that cat-cow sequence. You might want to press the ribs side to side, right? Maybe even stay on one side, press a little bit, circle the ribs round and round, right? And you know, right? If the wrists are tight or the forearms feel tight, you can stretch and maybe turn the fingers towards the knees. You might already be in down dog, right? Right? Maybe turn the fingers towards the knees and lean back and stretch. Open the wrists a bit differently. Right? And please, if the body's saying no to down dog, right, take a moment to make sure you're not being lazy. But then if it's something else, right, then listen to it, right? Child's pose is a great place to be, right? When you're ready, if you're going, tuck the toes, push the front of the mat away, lengthen the fingers, thumbs, lengthen through the arms, at the back of the neck go long. Pushing the front of the mat away, there's space in the shoulders and length through the spine and the side body. You might need to bend the knees a lot to find some of that. It might be nice to walk the legs out, especially if there's stuff going on in your calf, right? Maybe you don't bop so much. Maybe you bend one, straighten the other, and stay. And then go the other way. There. Whatever you need to do. Maybe the knees stay bent for now or forever. Right? So do that, especially if it keeps the hands planted, the inner hands planted in the spine longer. You got it. And we're using the breath, your breath, right? Your inhale, lengthen, expand, open, your exhale. Pressing deeper, squeezing, emptying. We'll take a couple more of those here. How about one more? All right, next inhale is going to bring you forward to a high plank, a high push-up. Right, and you could stay here. You could drop the knees and go right to the belly if you like to. Me, I'm going to exhale and go back to a down dog. Okay, and just roll through the spine this way. Right, thinking about the ankles, and the knees, and the hips, and the shoulders, and the wrists. And again, sliding back with an exhale. Maybe one more time. Inhaling forward, Feeling strong here at full for a moment. And then fluid, liquid as you exhale and slide back, wave back. There you go. Forward again, inhale, high plank. Take the knees down. Take the elbows down. And we'll lift the knees back up. Yeah, Sunday morning. Right, pushing the floor away, drawing the front ribs in, gripping the legs, feeling strong here. And a couple more breaths. Of course, the knees can be down. You could also lift them back up. And one more breath here. All the way empty. And as you inhale, drop the knees, drop the hips, and then just maybe a little inquiry into the lower back. You can rock the hips, right? Push into the elbows, maybe lift the chest, you can drop the head. Right, nice and easy and supported into a first back bend. Right, and then when you're ready, roll all the way down, elbows wide, hands slide back under shoulders, roll the shoulders, exhale completely, couple times up and down. Inhale, lengthen, lift, strength of lower back, but then use the hands, lift higher. And as you exhale, release back down. One more time like that, up and down, inhale, lift. Your exhale, right? You lower, you could stay up, right? We know that, lower. And then one last back bend here. So maybe you're still up, you lift higher. If you lowered, lift again. And this time as you exhale and release, we'll push back knees, tuck toes, lift hips, down dog. There you go, one breath here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, ground. On empty, soften the knees, look forward as you inhale, step, walk, or hop. Top of the mat as you arrive, lengthen. As you exhale, fold. And maybe you want to do that a couple more times. You could stay in the fold and just shake it out, shake the head, walk the legs, or maybe you lengthen, right? Make it sing, like how does it feel to really grip the legs and pull the spine away from the hips, and then fold again. Another round of breath to play with that in your way. And then when you're ready, right, however you need, we'll come to standing. You could roll up, that might be nice, right? You're also welcome to get strong and long and tip and reach and look. And we'll meet Tadasana. Right, deep in the body, awareness diffuse to every corner, your breath flowing deep, intention set, purpose clear. There. We'll just flow with all of that. Exhale completely here. Got at least a few rounds. Next inhale, when you're ready, reach out, reach up. Strong legs, long spine, have a little look. And as you exhale, we fold forward, tip forward. And if you need to round down and bend the knees to honor the back body, do that. Touch the floor, drop the head. The inhale is to prepare. So maybe bend the knees more, palms flat, look forward to step back. And as you exhale, you can lower all the way knees first, or you can lower halfway to chaturanga. Wherever you go, wait for the inhale. Lengthen and lift. And the exhale will send you back, hips high, heels and head down, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Two more. You might get to the end of 3 before I do. You're welcome to move ahead of me. Exhale completely. When you're ready, soften, look forward. As you inhale, travel. Both feet top of the mat, lengthen, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, stand tall. Simple as that. Follow your breath. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, dive, fold forward. Inhale to set the hands, bend the knees, step back. And as you exhale, do your thing. You skip the push-up. You can do 3. Right? You can stay in the back bend a little bit longer if you want to take an extra breath there, if that serves you. Exhale, slide back when you're ready, down dog. 3 breaths, down dog. The end of 3, when you're ready, inhale to travel. Same inhale as you arrive, right? It's just the end of the inhale to lengthen that last bit, so you can fold a touch deeper as you exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale, stand tall. Again, like that. Follow your breath. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, prepare. And follow the breath halfway or all the way. Inhale for the lengthening. And exhale for the folding. 3 breaths, down dog. Down dog, child's pose, handstand, whatever you need. Third breath, maybe, all the way empty. Inhale to travel. Exhale to fold, deeper still. Inhale to rise. Okay, we'll meet back to Tadasana. I keep hearing yoga teachers talk about how the feet need to be apart, because then the bones are stacked and there's no, well, okay, yes. And if bringing the feet together works, then right, you get that hip opener, you get maybe a bit more concentration to center. Just aware of how the feet together pulls on your hip, maybe on your knees too. For me, the feet together will help in these Utkatasana poses because the knees can squeeze and create a bit more stability. We'll play with that a little bit here. Exhale completely, go all the way to empty. And keep the head down this time as you inhale and lift the arms out and up. At the top, lace the fingers, turn the palms and press. And then as you exhale, bend your knees, squeeze them, or maybe squeeze a block if the feet are apart, and sit a little bit, right? And then maybe you sit more, right? And you wiggle there, a little squeeze, a little lift of the chest. Maybe you keep sitting. You might sit all the way down to the heels, right? That's a might, it's a maybe. And you're welcome to that. Wherever you end up, lift the chest, stretch the arms, take the arms back a little bit. Exhale completely. Going up. Inhale, straighten the leg. As you exhale, going up more, lift the heel. Inhale, lift, lift, lift. And as you exhale, let's go back down. Land the heel, bend the knees, squeeze them and sit a little or more or all the way. And we'll go up again. Inhale, up. Exhale, heels up. Inhale, up, up, up. One more time like that. Exhale, down, heel, and then the seat. Maybe you don't go as far, maybe you go further to empty. And again, we inhale, lift up. Exhale, lift again. And let's stay here for a few breaths. Tail plugged, front ribs in, gaze steady. Balance challenge, it's good. It's good. Yeah, try and bring that calm back in, breath. There you go, lift a little bit higher maybe. And as you exhale, let's release the heels and the arms and land. There you go. All right, where does tension build up? In the shoulders, in the jaw, the judgment in the mind. Let's release all that. And go for a little walk, yeah. Exhale completely here. Inhale, reach out, reach up. Your exhale, you fold. We're gonna step the left foot back. Turn the heel in, angling the foot, lunging the front leg, and as you inhale, we'll sweep up towards the warrior one. Your exhale, wait for it, release the hand. Step the left foot forward, step the right foot back, right? Set the back foot, lunge the front leg, squaring the hips. Your inhale to sweep up, long, easy breath. Be here at full, wait for your exhale. Right, and you gotta time it. So you have enough time to land the hands, to step forward, still exhaling, step back, exhale more. And the inhale, right, wait for it. It'll sweep you straight up. Be here at full, there's no rush. And as you exhale, release the hands down, step forward, step back. Switch, empty, inhale, rise. Exhale, release. Exhale, release. Split. And keep going. Hands down, step forward, step back. A couple more times. All right, next time the left foot is forward. And you release, exhale, and step the right foot to meet it. We'll stay at the top of the mat and fold. Right, first of a few forward folds. What do you need to do? You might need to bend the knees a lot. And you can play here, right, with the feet apart or the feet together. You're welcome to just hang, like there's different intentions. Like just being upside down, with the head down below the heart, hanging out here, maybe with the knees bent, can be extremely restorative. Right, there's a lot of benefit. It might be what you need. And you're also welcome to be here to stretch the legs. And if that's the goal, I'd highly recommend straightening them, which might lift you up out of the fold a little bit. Maybe you grab the block. Right? Grip those big muscles in the front so the knee's stable. Press the knees back and stretch the leg. All the while making sure your lower back is happy. We'll take a couple more breaths here. At least one more. You can stay longer if you're just getting somewhere. Otherwise, exhale completely. The inhale will be to release the pose. So bend the knees more, palms flat, and we'll step straight back downward facing dog. One breath here. All the way empty. And empty will look forward. Step the right foot to the right foot. Spin the left heel in, squaring the hips, lunging the leg. Inhaling, building back up that warrior one shape. This one will stay in. All right, what does it need to look like? Maybe the chin is in, maybe the hands are down. Take the arms back. All right. Take the arms out. I like to lace the fingers and turn the palms and press here. Helps me to lift the ribs and the shoulders and the wrists. And then we're using the breath, right? There's an inhale, we back off the lunge a touch. And as we exhale, we lunge a little bit deeper. Tail plug down. A couple more breaths here. One more. And eventually an inhale will bring the hands together, thumb center of the chest. Carefully lift the back heel, lean forward, wobble a little bit, step the foot a couple times if you need. And then yeah, we're gonna lift the left foot off the floor. The foot might stay low, chest might stay high. Maybe manage to tip a little bit deeper and extend through both legs. Right, through both legs, maybe through the arms, definitely with the breath. All right. Take another breath or two here. All right, falling and coming back. Exhale completely. Now as you inhale, we're going to work to sweep this left knee through and up. There you go. All right, you might touch down, lift the knee. All right, you could stay right here. All right, full power, maybe you lift and lace and press. Inhale, lift. As you exhale, extend the left leg. We're going to sweep that down. Inhale, release it, lift the knee up. Exhale, extend. And one more time, inhale. Exhale. And then this time, we'll inhale and just drop the foot. Exhale, release the arm. Take a moment here. Let it go. Other side, yeah. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, prepare. Maybe we'll go straight to down dog. Exhale. Empty. Take one breath here. And then step the left foot forward. Bend the right heel in. You take as much time with the feet and the legs and the hips as you need. Eventually an inhale will help you lift and lengthen and maybe reach. There you go. Take a couple breaths here. Just to sort of figure it out. Look around. There you go. And using the breath, right? And once you find the arm variation and the foundation, right? Expanding, backing off as you inhale and pumping deep as you exhale. Take a couple more breaths here. One more. Empty. Eventually an inhale, palms together, thumbs to heart. Lift the back heel, lean forward, right? Get gathered, right? Connected. And then when you're ready, right? Lift that back leg. Foot might stay low, you might tip deeper. There you go. Might drop the right hip, lift the right heel, the chest broad. There we go. Couple breaths here. Super big deal. Exhale completely. And then we soften the left knee. As we inhale, sweep the right knee through and up. There you go. Catch ourselves here. Hands can be on the hips, together at the heart, where they can lift. Inhale, lift, lift, lift. Exhale, extend. Empty. Inhale, down and up. Exhale. One more time like that. And you inhale, release the foot. Exhale, release the arm. All right, what's the overarching intention of yoga, period, for you? Are you aligned with that? What did you need today? Have you kept that centered? Are you here? Is it now? The rest will come. Flow through once, yeah? Exhale completely. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward, fold. Inhale, plant the hand, step or hop, and as you exhale, lower halfway or all. Right? Inhale up into the back bend. Exhale, we slide back. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Two more. Rest if you need, right? And the last breath, you fire it up even more. Lengthen, grip, as strong as those legs can get. When you're ready, soften the knees, look forward, inhale to travel. Lengthen as you rise. As you exhale, fold. As you inhale, rise, reach out, reach up. Exhale, stand tall. And all that work is still going on, at least until the heart rate settles and you get the breath rhythm back and you remember to release the jaw. And you stop telling stories of how it's all going. There you go. Grounded, balanced, centered. From here, when you're ready, we're going to take a big step open with the right foot. Face the side of the space, the side of the mat. And then right away, left toes in, right toes point out. Okay. Feet planted, legs strong, like at least for a moment here. There's good reason to bend this right leg in a moment, but from at least while we're upright, really plant that right big toe mound and see if you can pull up that right leg, right? Just line everything up, see how that feels. Same with the back leg, press the outer edge of the foot, grip the back leg, lift the kneecap, and from that, like up into the hips, lift the rib cage, then lift the arms to shoulder height. There we go. And we're looking out over the right fingers. As we inhale, we're gonna reach out long, right? Out along that leg, reach, reach, reach. And at your edge, Just release the hand, the right hand to knee or shin or ankle or block, left hand to the hip. This is where maybe bending into that right leg a little bit might make sense. Right? There you go. Hips forward, shoulders back. Right? The gaze can be down to start. Right? The neck feels good. At least until you get into rolling that top shoulder back and down. Yeah. Once you got that left shoulder rolling, right? The rib cage turning, you've created some space for the chin, the neck. Turn the chin towards the ceiling. You could reach up. You don't have to. There you go. Tita Trikonasana, using the breath, right? Inhaling to lengthen, exhaling to deepen. Can you get back to that original breath rhythm? Right, keeping the inhale nice and long, exhale a little bit longer than that. Take a couple more breaths here at least. Maybe one more. All the way empty. And looking down, waiting for the inhale. Use that left arm too to pull yourself up and out. You can drop the arms as we switch the feet. Yeah. Right toes in, left toes out. And same little inquiry here, right? Left big toe mound presses down to that footed balance. And then grip the left leg and watch the bones line up maybe. There you go. Same with the back leg, outer edge pressing. Right leg strong. Lift the ribs, add the arms, and with an inhale, dropping that left hip, reaching long out over that leg, hand down. If it's clear, maybe you reach up straight away, but I mean, by all means, take your time. Maybe the hand goes to the hip. You play with balance, hips forward, shoulders back. Lift the chest, roll both shoulders, and use that top shoulder blade into the back of the body. Turn the chest and the ribs, create space for the chin to turn and the arm to reach. And we're breathing. And we're breathing first and foremost, and second and third, we're breathing. Yeah. We create that space within the breath. And then we're working with the body. The body's responding to the breath. And if it's not, then back off. And there you go. At least a couple more breaths in. Exhaling completely. Looking down. And with an inhale eventually in the right arm as well, pull yourself up out. As you get up right, hands to hips, left toes in, keep the right toes in. Right, and take your time here, a little shift, a little roll. And we know where we're going. Eventually you're gonna use an exhale to fold, but maybe you wanna go back first. I'm gonna let you lift the front line of the body on your own and go into a back bend for as long as you like. And eventually we lift up out of that and use an exhale to draw forward. And when you can, hands to blocks, hands to the floor, maybe hands to the feet, maybe hands behind you. I've got a handful of breaths here. Use them. There's something really satisfying for me when my legs are really gripped. And I get something out of it, I think emotionally. Right? Fire the leg up, the toes are spread, the outer edges are pressing. There's a little fire in the legs. That might be where you're at. By all means, back off that a bit to play with the pelvis. Get the tail scooped out a bit, pelvis tipping a bit deeper forward. So you keep the spine long, the lower back happy. A few different ways to work here. And if it's clear, you can go and go. And take a couple more breaths here. Okay. Exhaling completely. Inhale and lengthen forward. We'll exhale, heel toe to feet. Heels in, toes out. We'll squat straight down. Whatever this needs to look like for you, right? And I mean, I think this shape, we should be making this shape every day. We should be doing things from this shape throughout our day as much as possible. Right? And if you're not doing that during your days, during the week, then by all means, stay here. Right? And if the squat's comfortable and this, I mean, this is part of your afternoon gardening every day, and you want to play with an arm balance, right? You're welcome to that too. You plant the hands and plug the knees into the upper arms and float the feet off the floor. There you go. You're welcome to play with that. Be here in the squat. Move from here in the squat if you want to sway or bounce a little bit. Right, Nate. Great way to open the front of the knee. Squeeze anything stagnant in there. Strengthen and stretch around the ankles and the hip. Okay, you can stay longer, right? When you're ready, we're gonna go back to that wide stance. So we'll start to take the hands down, start to lift the hips, we'll heel toe the feet apart. And I wanna turn this into a twist now. Right? Maybe you wanna join me. So feet in line with the heels, hands under shoulders, so probably at the edge of your mat. We'll start with the left hand to center, and you could tent the fingers, right? If you need space, then get as far away from the floor as possible. So fingertips or onto a block, right palm flat to tail, right? That right shoulder rolls, the elbow points up. Inhale, lengthen away from the floor. And as you exhale, turn to the right. And that might be plenty, right? That might be plenty. Just keep using the breath with all that. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, turn, wrapping that shoulder with the nice. All right. You might want to reach the right arm straight up. You might want to look up after it. You might want to do that, and then you do it and you realize it wasn't such a good idea. Realize that we maybe shouldn't always get what we want. There you go. Some people like to catch the right ankle with the left hand, or wrap the right arm around and catch the left thigh. Yeah, you can play with that. All within the breath, right? We'll take a couple more here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, roll a touch deeper. One more breath. And then inhale eventually, maybe not yet, but eventually an inhale to release, twist, back to center, a little bit of movement, right? There you go, and we're just switching sides. Right hand to center, left hand to tail, right? Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, turn. I mean, start with how it feels around the neck and the shoulders. If you can't roll the shoulders and lengthen the neck a little bit, then maybe get a little bit higher or further from the floor. Using the breath. And again, at this space, and you can do it with a measure of ease. And maybe you catch the foot. Reach the arm, wrap around. Keep the gaze fixed, eyes soft, the jaw soft. A couple more breaths at least. One more. And empty, eventually an inhale to release the twist, both hands back to center. A little bit of movement here if you need it. When you're ready, you lengthen with an inhale. You might want to soften the knees as you exhale, hands to hip. And as you inhale, we tip all the way back up. Maybe looking down to level out. All right. And then when you're ready, graceful step back top of the mat. Yeah, ready? Feels ready. Exhale completely. Inhale and reach up. The exhale to dive forward and fold. Inhale, prepare. Full sequence if you like. Push up in the back bend, or you're welcome to go straight to down dog. Exhale, empty. All right, meet in the downward facing dog. All the way empty. And we'll soften the knees and look forward. We'll take the right hand a little bit further forward. And maybe we're able to come to the outer edge of the right foot and stack the feet. Maybe take the left hand to the hip. If that's too much, the right knee can come down behind the right wrist, left foot flat, out lined up behind the wrist and the knee. And we can open there into a side plank with the support. There you go. Otherwise, feet stacked, hips lifting, maybe gaze lifting, right? Don't wait for me to tell you to lift that top leg if you like. You can grab the knee or grab the foot or tree pose it from here. I got a couple more breaths. You can play. How about one more? All the way empty. And then looking down as you inhale, switch sides. Real simple. So left hand down, it might be left knee down or easy support, or outer edge left foot, feet stack, hips lifting. There you go. Maybe arm reaching, maybe gaze lifting. Maybe play with lifting that top leg. Catch something. A couple more breaths here. But one more. All the way empty. And use an inhale. Look down. Release the top hand back. Okay, high plank. Yeah. Exhale, lower the knees. Oh, we already did our forearm plank, didn't we? All right, we'll exhale and lower all the way to the floor. And take a moment here. Shalabhasana from here, yeah? So feet together, heels together, legs together. The arms lengthened beside us, palms up or down. And of course, you're welcome to lace the fingers together behind you. We're plugging the tail down, exhaling completely, roll the shoulders away from the floor. And as you inhale, use the strength of the lower back, the feet to lift the chest. Right, and as you exhale, stay. This might be it right here. This is great. And if it's available, maybe you could lift the leg, not just the feet, but the knees, maybe the thigh. If the fingers are laced, maybe you reach the knuckles for the heel. And breathe here. You got it. Inhale, lift a little bit higher. Exhale, stay. Do that again. Inhale, lift, lift, lift. Exhale, stay. One more lift, inhale. And as you exhale, nice and easy, release the hands, the feet, the shoulders, arms, and turn a cheek. Maybe rock the hips. Might be real nice. Maybe turn the other cheek. Okay. From here, you're welcome to do any version of that again. Right? Otherwise, bring the chin back to center, and we'll bend the knee, right? Lifting the feet up towards the ceiling. And we'll work to reach back, to catch the top of the feet or the ankles or the front of the shins. I like to grab the outside of the feet, thumbs pointing down, fingers wrapped around the front. And this might be plenty, right here. And if you like, you could inhale, kick back with the feet to lift the chest, right? Rolling the shoulders, neck is neutral. That might be enough just to get lifted a little bit, right? You might play with lifting the thighs as well. So lift the knees, lift the thighs, right? We're using the breath, so there's gonna be a bit of a rock once you get lifted. And take at least a few breaths here. Couple more. One more breath. Exhale. Inhale, release the legs, the chest, the feet. Turn a cheek, drop the shoulders, and maybe rock the head. Maybe turn the other cheek. And from here, what we'll do, I'll just change my plan. We're gonna flip over onto our back. There we go. So we flip over. There's no rush. Right? Flip over, and once you land, it might be nice to draw the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a hug, a squeeze, a little rock, a little roll. Consider happy baby. And like you can either do the shape or just think about a happy baby. I think they have similar effects. Okay. Working to roll the spine out. Maybe if you have the feet in that happy baby pose, maybe you're rocking side to side a little bit. Okay. And from here, release the feet with an inhale. We'll take the feet back down to the floor. And we'll get right into the twist. We'll open the arms up, shift the hips over to the left, right? Put them back down. Lift the knees up towards the chest, roll them towards the right armpit, so around the hip. Come about as deep into this twist as you can. And know that along the way, you can reorganize the legs. They might splay apart. You might like to wrap them together. Once I get here, I'll usually take my right hand to the outside of the knee just to give a little extra. And most practices, I'll extend the left leg and catch the outer edge of the foot. And that may or may not be available to you, but you could certainly play with it and just notice what happened when you do that. May or may not be useful. And see if you can get back to that long, extended breath. There, right? I want to say a few more breaths, but this might be one of those sweet spots for you that you want to linger in. If you're coming with me, then one more breath here. Exhale. And then you can inhale if you have the foot, release it. Right? Lift the hips, the head back to center. Shift the hips back to the middle. I'm not in a rush. You don't have to be. Take a moment at center, reset. And the hips go over to the right, yeah? Lift the knees up to get around the hip. Knees towards the left upper arm, left elbow. Okay. You keep it simple, just take the hand outside the right knee. And just spend your time working the right shoulder deeper. And it might be nice. Extend that top leg, the right leg, the left hand, catch the outer edge of the foot. And really enjoy that stretch in the leg. Behind the knee, the IT band up into the hip. It's down to the calf a little bit too. Let's get back to that extended breath. And if you're not calming the nervous system while you're trying to stretch the physical body, then you're kind of playing tug of war with yourself. Right? You're pulling on the body, on the muscles, on the joint, connective tissue. But at the same time, you're tensing the body up and pulling back from that stretch. Use the breath, soften the gaze, soften the jaw. Use the breath. To send those messages. There. I'll take a few more breaths. How about one more? All the way empty. And then you can stay longer, of course you can. When you're ready, and inhale to release the foot and the twist. Bring the hips back to center. From here, there's no rush. Right? I suggest you get upside down. Maybe it's just a leg. Maybe the legs go up at your mat or at the wall. You're welcome to that. Otherwise, shoulder stand. You're lifting up into shoulder stand. I have a friend, anytime he comes to class and I say, go upside down, considers it permission to go into headstand and stay for 10 minutes. you're welcome to that. I think we talked about this recently, about doing an inversion workshop. And there was lots of nods of approval. Maybe what it is that one Sunday morning, go through the warm up a bit quicker and spend some time with these shapes. But for now, knowing that, I don't know, I say longer is better, that might not be universally true. As long as you can stay in this shape, or these shapes, with the breath, right, supportive and nourishing, the jaw release, and the mind ungripped. Right? If those conditions are present, then stay. And eventually, right, you'll find yourself coming out. And just, when you do that, just like name why. Like, what was it that brought you out? It might just be boredom. It might be habit. It might be fear. And maybe you're just done. Complete. And if you think you're right, if you think you would benefit from coming back after you've dropped out, then do that. Otherwise, when you're done with the shoulder stand, it would turn into plow or halasana. Yeah, it might just be bending the knees and bringing them towards the forehead and keeping the feet up. Keep the hands on the back if that's the case. You might be able to extend the leg and touch the toes down until the toes are firmly established on the ground. Keep your hands on your back. The toes come down, maybe you release the arms. Another one, right, that staying in might be of great benefit. And when you're done, make sure you're done. Roll through. And this is one of the times I think counter poses are really important. Right? After all that compression in the throat, we might want to open the chest and the throat up. So you could flip over and do the low cobra, or it's Matsyasana, fish. Arms underneath the side body. Lift the chest and the head and take the head back to open the throat, weight in the elbow. A few moments there. And then release that. All right. And once you've released out of that shape, lowered back down, let's draw the knees into the chest again. I'm going to invite you to, what I like to do is roll along the spine. Start small, maybe get a bit bigger, right? And then eventually we roll right up. And I like to, as I get up, extend the leg and just fold forward. Very little ceremony, right? There. And whatever you need to do along the way, right? And it might start as sort of a flop forward, knees bent, and you sort of drop in, drop the head, maybe sneak a block under the forehead. That might be nice. You can stay there for a while. And then in the pose, you might sort of make those shifts to deepen. You might start by working the feet back a little bit more. Thinking about the pelvis tipping forward. And you might think about the spine, keep it long, pull the ribs away from the hip. And get the chest up closer to the knees. And then you might play with straightening the legs. And stay in that flopped restorative version of it, please. Any forward fold, of course. I'm just breathing here. It's another one of those places where jacked up nervous system, right? Tension and stress and right, that gripping, or all of that is pulling against the stretch that you're trying to give the physical body. Let's get all of our parts working together. The breath is rolling, the mind is focused. Right? Unfurrow brow and release jaw. Right? Calm down a little bit. And, I can't feel it as much through Zoom, but I can feel it in the room. There's a sweet group here with me. When that's the intention, like the energy in the room shift, you know that's coming from a deep internal shift. Right? And now, without disturbing the monkey, stretch, reach further, pull deeper. Cooperating at every level. Yeah, still in it. And then we just stay. We were in the forest yesterday, and beautifully quiet, peaceful. It's my job to bring everyone out of that. I always feel a little bit guilty with my own trip. Feel the same about this. Love for you to stay. And you're welcome to. Maybe it's just a few more breaths. And again, you can stay. Couldn't leave anyone behind in the forest because bears, but could leave you here. You can stay safely. When you're ready, inhale. You start by just lifting the chest and then releasing whatever you're holding with the hands. Walk the hands back. If a counter pose seems like a good idea, right? Maybe the hands go behind you. Fingers point towards feet. The legs can be straight or the legs might bend. Right? Feet flat. Maybe you lift the hips up. And that might be nice. And release it. And I invite you to, if I've got you backward, spin around and find its feet. All right, whatever collection of props you need. We've got all shapes and sizes here now. And I wouldn't move on to the breath control until you really feel supported here. The hips can release, pelvis is level, and spine is long. There's some ease around the edges. That might be your work here. And once you've achieved balance here, do the same with the breath. So manipulating the rhythm again. Going around that box. Samavriti, the inhale, the pause, the exhale, the pause, all for the same count. And so maybe it's 3 or 4 or more. Might take a round or two to figure out what the rhythm needs to be. Someone said this was useful once. For me, there's an actual box in front of me, or square. The inhale's up. For me, the left side. The pause is across the top, over to the right. Exhale is down the right side. And the pause is empty is across the bottom, back over to the left. And I can see this perfect square in front of me. I just walk, travel those sides. Once you have that, fix the gaze. The eyes could be open. You could do it open. And by all means, drop all this control anytime you get anxious. Maybe the eyes are closed. The gaze might be turned up to the center of the forehead. Or it could be turned down, fixed at the heart center, the root. And just know with this kind of focus, much presence and control, wherever you send your attention, you're also sending all this energy you're cultivating. It might even be sensational, and you might feel that in the forehead or the heart. Through all that, keep the breath going. Maybe go around a few more times. Maybe another one more time around. When you're done this round or many more you need, see if you can just all at once release the breath control, unhook the gaze, and lie straight back into Shavasana. Right? Just all as one sort of smooth, connected release. And there might be a bit of shuffling, but this field that you become aware of, clear, charged, and just release back into it. Let go. Takes a lot of trust. Arms, legs fall off the body. Hips and shoulders heavy, spine releasing. Eyes and jaw, head, soften, release, we relax. Completely relax. I hope there's rarely a rush, especially now. You could stay, feel complete. And when you're ready, come back to breath, come back to movement, wiggle and roll and stretch, whatever order you need. When you're ready, find your way up to the feet. You might roll to the side for and once you find the feet, maybe don't leave just yet, right? You made all these efforts and all this work with intention, with purpose. It would be a pretty sweet spot to linger in. Let the current state, the effects of your effort, make a really deep impression. Right? Let it sink in deeper than the programming that you walk around with. I almost said let it sneak in behind enemy lines. Well, there's no enemy here. Right? And can we play with the idea of staying in this state and operating from here as we do get up and move back out into the world? Maybe a good time to bring the hands together, thumb center of the chest. Right? Closing your way, maybe with your own prayers, or a simple one together of gratitude. Simple but powerful. Yeah, for any of that, all of it maybe. Me, as always, really grateful for you. Appreciate your presence, your good company. Till next time, thank you. Nice to see y'all on Zoom. See you next time. Yeah, let me know if